Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last. I can see you prepping already.
I'm not. I was just gonna open my third beverage of the month.
Of the month? Oh, to keep dry. Yeah, what I've been doing. Well, first I'll talk about that after. Okay.
Just want to get away from the mic.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe describe to audio listeners, but I think they got it.
that was a can being opened.
If you don't know what that sound is, we have reached the end. Well, we haven't yet, but this episode is the last episode of January, which means when you're watching this, you're almost done with Don't Pee January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming if people made it this far, if they're listening, they made it this far this month.
I would assume so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have the fucking nerve to pee this month and listen to our podcast at the same time.
It would be ridiculous. Honestly, it would be ridiculous.
What tricks have you been using this month?
Like I said before, I've been limiting myself to one beverage a week. I did have an off week too, because you can't go every week. It'd just be too much pee accumulating inside you. So this is my one beverage for the last week. A lot of people have been telling me about, like, they've said, like, Gus, what if I just keep spitting? What if I drink stuff but I spit? What did we say last episode? As soon as the liquid crests your lips, it becomes pee. It's pee.
It becomes pee.
Yep.
That's what we said last week.
You remember. Yeah, of course.
What I've been doing, I haven't been limiting the amount I drink. What I do is I'll have like the normal amount of water I do every day, but I don't know if you've noticed that I had a bunch of Morton salt in my room, and I've just, after I finish a glass of water, I drink a glass of salt.
Okay.
Fully.
Just like that? Just comes right in?
Yeah. Dump it down. It takes longer. I would say, it's weird. I wouldn't have expected it. A glass of salt takes longer to drink than a glass of water.
That's weird.
It takes me like the whole day, actually.
Like, do you use a straw, or do you just kind of dump it in?
I just dump it in, and I let everything dissolve, but again, there's a lot of salt, so the saliva kind of runs out quick, but that means that there's no pee.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart.
I would agree with that potentially.
Thanks, dude.
I have a quick question. Have you been, like, I've noticed with myself when I've been kind of like talking or just breathing, because I don't have as much liquid in me, it kind of sounds like sandpaper.
I've heard, no, I can hear it through the walls every night.
Okay, that's just me breathing.
Yeah, I thought it was when you maybe it was like a snoring thing, but then I heard it like 2 p.m.
No,
I was like, wow, that's just all day.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping either, so I just kind of sit up and just kind of wait for the next day.
All right, well, I mean, the thing is, it's easy for us. I have not been struggling this month at all. I know a lot of you have, and I appreciate you being honest about that on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I just heard a loud noise. I didn't know what it was, but
there's some banging.
Okay, that happens in our apartment. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, just like thank you for – I know it must be hard for some of you because you're not quite as – we're masters at this.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you if you've made it this far. You got a couple more days to go. Mm-hmm. So hold it in and don't let it out.
There you go.
It's the same piece of advice twice. I like that shirt a lot. For people who don't see, it's like a retro Sesame Street shirt.
Thanks.
I like it.
The back has the butts of all the characters, too. See? Tell the audio listeners what you're seeing.
I'm seeing mainly Gus's butt. Yeah, now it's pretty much all Gus's butt. I'm sure you can hear it.
Hear my butt?
You were rubbing it against the mic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just a little bit.
Thanks. It was $6 at Target. I bought it on Christmas Eve, and I wore it to Christmas Eve because I ran out of clean clothes.
Okay. Did anyone ask you about it? Because I feel like sometimes if I wear anything that's even slightly too colorful, like the older guys in my family would be like, nice shirt. And it's like, not in a bullying way, but it's like, do I have to fucking explain myself for this shit?
Yeah. No, my family doesn't really speak to me.
They anymore. Lost hope a while ago.
I just show up and they don't talk.
Did you see that one news thing where it was like announcing that Sesame Street was having their first homeless character?
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking Oscar
the Grouch, dumbass,
and
then, in a trash can.
For the joke, which I think is funny, is that, he always has like a bunch of shit in the trash can. You're supposed to assume it's like almost like a hotel down there.
Yeah.
But still, like, he lives in a fucking trash can on the street. And they're like, thank God they're finally representing homeless people in Sesame Street. It's like, he was the homeless character.
Yeah, that's OG homeless. I don't get it.
It's like if they were like, finally... Sesame Street is adding a bird to their roster. And it's like they just got a real bird.
No, that's a man bird.
Big Bird's a big bird. This is the first bird.
It's an average bird. Plus, you couldn't even have an average bird because most like songbirds are like too fucking small to see on screen.
How do they... There was the picture. I've seen it before, but I forgot the details of it, of how they operate Big Bird.
Oh, I think it's that the dude inside of it, I think he uses the mouth with one hand, and so he uses like one arm at a time, and the other arm's just like, you know, and he's talking, hey, I'm Big Bird.
Hold on, what is the other arm doing?
You know.
But what is that? Does it just like
it
lay
flops
there?
in the breeze.
Okay.
So if he's talking,
strong breeze to flap his hands.
Well, they're on the street. Shit's gonna blow through there. Yeah, they do that. Who do you think is just the shittiest character on Sesame Street? Who's bringing the whole street down?
I mean, I don't think he's the shittiest of like my favorite or childhood, but of contributing to their society. Cookie Monster's a pretty shitty guy.
Well, he's just pretty violent and reckless.
Yeah, like it's just a full addiction, and everyone else has got their thing and their quirk and what they do, and then they're all just fucking frustrated. Imagine actually knowing Cookie Monster.
That'd be bad.
I'd kill him.
I would murder him.
I would murder Cookie Monster, and I would use his fur as my bathroom mat, so when I'm finally peeing, I could enjoy the silence of no cookies and peeing after January is done.
Would you keep the eyes on it too, or?
Oh yeah.
I feel like you'd trip over those though. They're pretty fucking big.
It's like they're that strong. They're like super heavy.
It's just orbs of glass. I think the shittiest character on Sesame Street's Telly. You know that guy?
Telly.
Is he even on this? Yeah, he didn't even make the shirt. Telly's whole thing is he's just this like big red monster, and it's like the writers just ran out of ideas.
I don't even remember Telly.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got a big nose and kind of like comb over hair and stuff, and his whole thing is he just likes triangles. That's the whole thing.
All right.
I like triangles. He's got that aggravating voice. It's horrible.
I love Muppets and Sesame Street though. I don't know what it is, but something about puppets. I love it.
You know what is a little bit weird? I love Muppets too. I just want to add this one thing. What's a little bit weird is when they have a show that's teaching like children's developmental language skills and stuff, and they have like 4 main characters that have like significant speech impediments that are trying to teach language to kids.
Well, one thing though is I think they use that device of the real adults there are teaching them because they struggle with speaking kind of.
Oh, that's a good like foil characters.
Yeah, like Grover is always the one that like can't get shit right, and people are just trying to teach him stuff, and he's just like not getting it every time.
Grover's a mess up. Dude.
Grover's a fucking dumbass. Let's say it right there.
Thank you. Controversial hot take there.
Is Elmo's supposed to be a child, right? He's supposed to be like 4.
I don't know. Yeah, well, you know what's weird? He always talks about his parents, and they have like paintings on the wall during Elmo's World or whatever.
That's like some "Don't hug me, I'm scared" shit. I don't like paintings of a Muppet. That's like a Muppet sat down for a fucking portrait. That's really unsettling to me. I don't know why.
You know what I always love too? Because dude, I wonder if I can find it. Elmo's World. There's a painting. It's like a crayon drawing that Elmo did of his parents. And even when I was a kid, I was like, looks like he drew a big dick on his dad. I'm serious.
Is it his nose then?
No, it's just like between the legs. It's got like 3 legs.
What?
Elmo's World, Elmo's Parents. I wonder if I can find the painting or whatever. That's a subtle way of sneaking a dick into Sesame Street.
Whatever you can get it, wherever you can get it.
They both have dicks.
Okay. So yeah, it's supposed to be that they have like 3 legs.
What is that shit?
But Elmo doesn't have 3 legs.
No.
So they look like just a leg-sized penis under both of them.
Tony, can you put the penis picture on the podcast screen?
Tony, can you really quick put both of the parents' faces on Gus and I, just on our own faces? This is what we look like now. This is what we've become. If you look under, the table, there are 2 legs, my side, 2 more legs, Gus's side, and then big furry red penises in between both of us.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Should we do the rest of the podcast? Like,
no, Mr. Noodle, no.
No, but that's a good impression.
Thank you.
That's a really good impression. I like that.
You.
Okay, well, that's not.
Want to hear my Mr. Noodle impression? You remember
Mr. Noodle is the fish, right?
No, he's the bald dude that was in the Green Mile, and then he died, and they replaced him. It was not the same.
Oh, yikes!
They had cut to him. Here's my Mr. Noodle impression. He never spoke, so
okay, that's a good impression.
Thank
though.
you.
That's solid. That's really good.
Solid. That really only works well for audio listeners because I did nothing in the visual department with this.
So if you were watching the video podcast, also close your eyes. Maybe just the rest of the podcast, close your eyes for it.
Yeah, pop open a new tab or get YouTube Red and open a different app.
You know what I didn't get for a while is after we publicly announced that this was on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah.
I would for like weeks get comments where I mentioned it on YouTube and tweets like, and even on the podcast video here, where they're like, "Can you please add this to Spotify and iTunes?" After we already had it out, so I was like, "Something's got to be wrong." And I searched on both sites, and they were just the show is there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like, guys, do your fucking research before you comment.
We're on like every platform now, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. There was one thing is there was some kind of glitch that we noticed with the with SoundCloud with the like distribution thing we used. So we're fixing that now. So now it's gonna be back on SoundCloud and good. So yeah, we're on. I mean, are we on Google Play? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Don't listen to us on Google Play. If you're here for Google Play, we don't want you.
It's
Get
like
the hell out of here.
Somebody who thinks it's like super useful. They're just like, fuck. No, yeah, we'll find a way if like a bunch of people need it. But now I don't want every comment to be like, please, yeah, put it on Google Play.
Yeah. Also, we're not kicking to the questions yet, but please follow us on Twitter at Gus Buckets and at Eddy Burback because we ask you to ask us questions every week, and that's so fun. It's so great.
There's one thing. This isn't promotional. I just wanted to mention it to you because I just got pictures of it. I just got the sample pictures of the merch that's coming in, and it looks cool, dude.
Nice. Give me one of these guys.
One of them's embroidered, and that's what I love. And you guys will see it later. I just don't.
Good.
I don't want to. The only reason I don't want to talk about it is because I don't want to like use this opportunity to push my own merch on our podcast. So fuck off. The company that's being very nice to me and that I'm excited to the partnership we're working together on.
Don't buy Eddy's merch. Buy my merch, and then tell the company to drop Eddy. Actually, don't do that. That's
not
shitty.
the same company.
Oh yeah, it's different companies. They're both
buy
wonderful.
your merch and then just separately contact the company and tell them to drop me.
Complain about Eddy's merch that I didn't buy. Yeah, you're talking about Muppets though. Like I like any kind of puppet shit like that. I grew up watching the Muppet Show from like the 70s and 80s and stuff.
Every time I see clips from it, it's actually like really adult funny.
Yeah,
still.
it's hilarious.
I don't know why, especially in the context of the old show. I'm have a thing where I'm confident this is him. I'm pretty sure, but I don't want to fuck it up. It's a Swedish chef, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. On the actual old show, it like made me laugh, and I was like, it's still funny in the other stuff, but it kind of had like been old since we grew up watching it. And I watched like one of the first sketches they did with it, and I was like, fuck, this is really funny. I don't know why.
Yeah. One of my favorites was there's this song. Because they had a bunch of musical numbers all the time.
Yeah.
There's this song that they had, and it was called The Cat Came Back. And it was about this guy that had this cat, and he really didn't want the cat, so he kept trying to, like, get rid of it. And, I mean, each verse was just sort of like, yeah, so he didn't want it. First he tried to, like, give it away, but the cat came back. Like, the cat just keeps coming back. And then it turns to, like, yeah, he tried to, just throw it away and it came back, and then he met a man from the Human Cannonball and he shot the cat through a window, but the cat somehow came back. So it's this guy trying to kill a cat. Yeah, and it kept coming back.
That's what I love about old Muppet stuff is from us growing up, you think that all of that stuff was completely family friendly, and then you see the original material for it, and you're like, oh, it was actually for adults and kids at the same time.
Yeah, and it's so weird, because you look back now and you see the celebrity appearances, and back then, I mean, because we see now whenever they try to do Muppet shit, it's like, oh, look, there's Ricky Gervais. Oh, look, there's Jason Segel or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And it feels weird, but back then it's like you're watching an episode and it's like, hey, everybody, oh, that's Mark Hamill. He's on the Muppets, you know? That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Do you remember what the context of him being on? I've said context so much recently, but do you know what he was doing on the show? Do you remember what the actual bit was?
Well, each episode they have a guest, and they're in half the sketches. So he was just the guest for the whole episode, and they do sketches around and stuff. Yeah.
Did you see the Muppet Show that came out? I think it was on NBC recently.
Oh, I didn't see it. Wasn't it like a sitcom or something?
It was sort of, yeah. It was like 30 Rock, but with the Muppets, and so there was the fake show, and it's like, guys, bring the show back, actually. I'd rather watch that than 30 Rock, because I watched 30 Rock, you know? It's like I don't want to just add Muppets into things that already exist. Do your thing. I would love to see it.
I would like a fresh take on the Muppets. That'd be cool.
We need a new Muppets. Yeah. Actually, the movie was pretty good. I like the two newer movies.
Muppets Take Manhattan was pretty good, too. Who do you think would be the hardest Muppet to kill? Barehanded. Just barehanded.
I mean, the easiest to kill would be not even Kermit. It would be who the fuck is I like him a lot. Is it the crustacean guy?
Pierre or whatever.
Yeah, you can fuck him up in a second,
dude. Easy. You step on him. You don't have to try.
Yeah,
you gotta be doing bare feet. You die.
Well, I don't I know they're not human, but they're all based off something. And Grover's, or not Grover, fuck, what's his name? Gonzo's a fucking alien, so I don't know what's going on inside there other than felt and hands.
Yeah. He's kind of a wimp, though. There's a lot of wimp Muppets. What's the Fozzie's a pretty big wimp too, though.
Yeah, I mean, one thing too is, would you expect the Muppets to be like real strong? No. Just a bunch of like ripped Muppets walking in.
The thing is, though, if you're including Sesame Street and like which Muppets could fuck you up, probably Snuffleupagus.
Yeah,
and just clean house.
Snuffleupagus and Big Bird together would really fuck you up.
That's a tag team WWE cage match right there. Snuffy and Big Bird.
The only stronger one I think would be if you ate and swallowed a cookie in front of Cookie Monster. I think he would genuinely stab you.
Whoa, you know what? Yeah, dude, who do you think would win, Snuffleupagus and Big Bird versus Animal and Cookie Monster?
Well, Cookie Monster would need some kind of motivation for it, right?
That's true.
Animal doesn't need a motivation for it.
Yeah, he's just fucked up.
People who aren't into the Muppets are probably very confused. I'm gonna flip over to another topic. You know what I'm saying?
That was a whip.
Yeah.
I'm going to nay and hear what you have to say.
Oh, I hate it. No, so one thing that is very cool is Gus got an arcade cabinet for our place and just got another one, too. We're trying to have 3 together. Gus, you want to gush about it more because it's your thing?
Sure. I always like arcade cabinets, and I want that stuff. But the thing is, they're so expensive. They're so expensive. Like you're if you want a legitimate arcade cabinet, even old ones, you're looking to spend at least over $1,000, not even including the shipping for the damn thing. And I've been trying to do some promotion with this company because I like it, but I just broke down and I got them. But it's called Arcade 1-Up. They're not a sponsor, but you can build your own arcade cabinets, and they're a little bit shrunk down. So we just got the Galaga and Galaxian one, and we just got Rampage and Gauntlet and Joust and Defender. 2 cabinets.
I can't stress enough how much this isn't sponsored and how much we wanted it to be sponsored.
Yes.
So, like, when we're talking about it, it's because we think it's really cool. But I just want to make sure people,
Yes,
I know you
course.
said it, but go ahead.
It's cool. It takes like 45 minutes to set them up, and then it's got a pretty cool like LED or LCD screen. I don't know. They're not sponsored. I don't have to get it right. I'm looking at the box right there.
Yeah, it's LCD.
LCD. But it's really cool. You can sit down and play them, or you can stand up. So now we got a little mini arcade in our house.
Yeah. So and they're also very hard to find. I was happy with the suggestion I made, and especially looking at it now, I think it's real cool, is we lined an LED strip, like one of the ones that can connect to like Wi-Fi and a remote and everything, to the back of the arcade cabinet. So now we're gonna have each arcade cabinet glow the color of the theme of the game behind it. Mm-hmm. So it's Rampage, Galaga, and Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah, we're gonna. And Mortal Kombat machine's not out yet.
Yeah,
so hopefully they can sponsor something that we do, because I want more machines and I don't want to spend any money.
And we need a riser.
But their customer support is very slow at getting back to me. So hey, Arcade 1-Up, I love your product. Please respond in a more timely manner. Sincerely, Gus.
Hey, Arcade 1-Up. I was just calling to see what's up.
What's 1-Up?
Gus. Come on, man.
Do you think Tony could cut that part out, or do you?
I don't think that's even possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let you publicly apologize for that one.
I just want to address the recent allegations that I said something on the podcast that was not as funny as it should have been, and I just would like to take this opportunity to apologize and stress that it will not happen
again. Say you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
Don't say you want to apologize. Say you are sorry.
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Louder.
I said I'm sorry.
For the sisters in back, louder.
I'm sorry. Hallelujah.
Okay, cool.
You know, we heard the other night we were complaining. Here's the thing, fellas and ladies, we get a little noisy sometimes in our apartment.
Just a little bit. Like, that wasn't even that bad.
Not bad. We get a little raucous. I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah, we do violently wrestle each other every day. So we break things.
Pots and pans, ceramics, everything's getting broken here.
I think ruckus might have been the word.
Ruckus.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, we get a little bit loud sometimes, and I understand. And our neighbors have not said anything, but I'm always of the opinion, like, we always think, like, you know what? If we hear neighbors being loud sometimes, that's fine. We trade off back and forth.
Yeah.
But last fucking night, there was, like, neighbor girls next door, adult women, and they were screaming. We heard, like, ah! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Ah! And then, like, I went out. I was, like, panicking. I was like, is someone getting stabbed in our apartment next door?
It was true, like, panicked screams is what it sounded like.
That's the dumbest shit ever. And I was like, do I need to like get the pepper spray out and like try to barge in, be all Miami PD here? And it was just like, oh my God. And then I heard like, what do I say? Which makes me believe, oh, it was a text message that everyone freaked out. It's like, don't scream bloody murder.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting murdered.
And especially we know that nothing was like truly wrong because the same thing happened like 15 minutes later and then ended too. And it's like, usually if something's going to cause you to blood-curdling scream in your apartment, you're not going to be like, and in 15 minutes it's going to happen again. You know?
He's back.
I forgot my keys.
You ever think about like, I think everybody does it, where it's like I did this in class all the time, where your mind wanders and you're like, what if a guy just burst in right now? Like, what's my plan of action? Well, maybe I'd hit him with the laptop or something like that.
The only time I would really think about it was when I was younger, and I would picture, if somebody walked up when I was like trying to fall asleep, if somebody walked up into the upstairs of my family house, like
really?
What I would do. So I actually, for some reason I was convinced when I was like 10 that it was going to happen. So I had, Medieval Times.
The restaurant thing?
Yeah,
or
like where you watch. So I went to Medieval Times and I got, not like we were there. I didn't like for this like drive myself as a 10-year-old there, but I got like it was a wooden sword that said Medieval Times on it, and I was in the top bunk of my bed, so I just tucked it in between the two wood, and I was like, anyone tries to fuck me up, I'm hitting him with a block of wood in the head.
I'm gonna give him a real medium-sized welt one place on their body.
A 10-year-old hitting them. But what about you?
Yeah, dude, I would go through that stuff all the time. I brought a little t-ball bat by my bed when I was a kid, and I just kind of had it sitting there, and I was just like, yeah, I'll be good. Like, someone breaks into my family home, and it's like, it's up to 12-year-old Gus with this t-ball bat.
Really? I feel like especially somebody who's like 12 and under, it's really, as they're running at you, you just have to like kick forward and they're done for.
Yeah.
Like really just a good kick to like a kid's chest. Will really just disable them for good.
Did we talk about, it's kind of one of those like dumb, meme questions like, would you rather take on a one duck-sized horse? Or that dumb thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how many fourth graders do you think he could kill?
Yeah, or wasn't it how much, is it specifically kill or fight off while they're trying to kill you? I thought that was the thing. Like how much could you take in a fight?
Like disable them. They don't have to die, but as long as they're like out of commission.
I'm assuming this is in an elementary school gym, because it's the only place where they would be there and we would have the space to do this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I wouldn't come across a ton of fourth graders or anything like that.
That's true.
In a field somewhere.
What are the specs of the gym? Are there bleachers?
There are bleachers, but they are tucked into the wall, so you really have, if you want to untuck them to do anything. The ones that are the...
But you can climb up those,
Yeah, that's
kind
true.
of like Sparta kick them all off as they're coming up.
That'd be real easy.
like the Battle of Helm's Deep where they're all coming up and you're just kicking their ladders down.
I think, because in hypothetical, some people might be like, oh, what if it's all these kids like going at once coordinating? It's like they're 10, so they're not going to... You have to think that they're also that way. I think confidently, for sure, like 20.
Yeah, I think I think it's feasible that we could kill or disable.
Can we say this on YouTube, dude?
I don't know.
It's all hypothetical. We're not talking about it.
Well, if anyone has like 50 fourth graders laying around.
If I find myself in a gymnasium and, they try to do it.
Send them to the P.O. box. I think we could kill 50 of them probably.
We're together
Whoa,
now?
Oh, well, the number doubles if it's we. Dude, if it's you and me, there's no stopping. There's no stopping it.
I want fan art of nothing violent, but just Gus and I preparing to fight 100 fourth graders.
I think you and me could take on 100 fourth graders easy.
We're taller and we have long limbs, and that's very important in it. All you gotta do is just fucking honestly flail around, and they'll just start dropping near you.
Yeah, genuinely. And we could probably outrun them too. So it's like just get a little distance, kick, a little distance, kick.
Yeah, jump off the wall, maybe a jump kick or something like that.
One of those bad boys. Yeah, pile driver from the bleachers.
I had one of them right in like his new hat that his mom got, but the bill crunches on it.
That's debilitating. Yeah. Do they still have the soft spot on the back of their head? Can you still? Oh, debilitating.
Yeah, that's why I actually left.
No.
But what's up?
Do they still? You lose the soft spot pretty early.
Yeah,
like as a kid, because otherwise we could just kind of like whack-a-mole them from the top of the bleachers.
Yeah, if I had a soft spot still when I was 10, I'd be dead right now. I don't think what was I gonna say about the
killing fourth grade?
I think it was kind of near that topic too, though. I don't even remember. It's gone on me now. So, Gus, you got to dig me out of this one.
I was going to say, one of the most, like, just stinging injuries I ever got is right on my head, and I was playing paintball in, like, 6th grade. You ever play paintball?
No, I played airsoft, but never paintball.
Oh, I loved airsoft, too, yeah. I was playing paintball, and my buddy Austin, like, popped up. I didn't see him, and he was, like, 20 feet away in a bush, and I had my baseball cap on backwards. You ever wear a baseball cap and have somebody, like, knock you on that little bead on top?
Yeah.
It's like hell. Yeah. He shot me and hit me right on the bead there, and I got an enormous goose egg there.
Jeez.
It was cripplingly painful.
Also with hats, what I hated is I've had glasses since I was 2, and in Little League, like, the kids would, like, you've had it, I'm sure happened before too because you play baseball, is when somebody would walk over and slam your hat down, like, toward your nose.
Yeah, I hate that.
But when you have glasses on, digs your glasses right into your nose, especially when you have, like, wire glasses, like when we were kids. And with the little plastic things on your nose, slamming it into your face. Because, I mean, really, that's the force of somebody just punching your glasses down onto your nose.
Yeah.
It hurt like hell. I hated it.
What's, like, the worst sports injury that you saw, or, like, gym class in person?
It wasn't the worst injury, but one that, like, really made everyone gasp. I remember in 7th grade, not like a friend that was, you know, like not one of my close friends or anything, but like, you know, in school, you just know. So this kid, he said like he was trying to, I guess looking back on it, probably flirt with this girl. And he told like some guys like, check this out. And he was going to like hit it near her or something like that. I don't know. You know, kids are fucking dumb. I don't know what his intention was. It was something having to do with like kicking the ball near her to get her attention. This kid also played soccer.
Oh.
Full on, like a full soccer kick of the ball, and it just like slammed her in the face when she was talking to somebody else not paying attention.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine, like, whenever you get hit and you're not expecting it, it's already huge, but can you imagine talking to someone and then a soccer ball at full speed just slams you in the face?
That's rough.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, but nothing, like, she didn't even have, like, a nosebleed or anything like that, and it wasn't any serious injuries or anything, which is good.
Yeah.
But what about you?
God damn. I've seen some gnarly stuff. God, middle school is hard. No, I remember we were playing high school baseball, and we were doing a fly ball drill. You know, coach was just popping a bunch of them. We were taking turns catching them, throwing them in. And this kid went up, and he went up to catch one, and the sun was in his eyes, and he didn't see it. And it hit him just so that like his lip was curled into his mouth, so it hit him, and his teeth came through his slip skin.
I don't like it.
Yeah, like it was like at least a half inch, if not like a full inch of just teeth through there. And he right away too, he goes, "Fuck, look," and he peeled it back.
Yeah, don't want to hear about that.
Disgusting. Also, we used to play. Did you ever play like football at recess when you were a kid?
Yeah, all the time.
That was the big thing. It's like everybody plays football at recess. And when it was the winter time, we didn't want to go in the snow and play football, so we played it on just this gnarly chunk. It was probably like 50 yards by 50 yards, this gnarly chunk of just messed up blacktop concrete, you know?
We didn't, ours wasn't messed up, but yeah, in the winter we do it on the blacktop.
Yeah, it was just disgusting. And there were, you know, there's ice patches everywhere. And there was this kid named Zach once, rest in peace, Zach. Nah, I think he's still alive. And someone just like threw a touchdown pass to him. He went, he caught it, he slipped on some ice, and he went and just, I've never heard a sound like this. His full face just hit a bench, a metal bench.
Oh, no.
And his face hitting the bench made a a resounding clunk noise like that. And he just got so fucked up. His broke teeth and all that stuff.
Jesus, dude.
It was really funny. I hadn't seen Zach in a long time, and I was never like friends with him. It's just like we knew each other, you know? And we never really talked or anything, but it was like a year ago. I went back to my hometown, and he was like working at the gas station there. I was just like, oh, there's Zach. And it was a full gas station. And I was like 10th in line or whatever, and really loud over everybody. Zach sees me, and he says verbatim, he goes, "Yo, Gus, I haven't seen you in a fucking Stone's Age." There's like kids and stuff there.
What the fuck?
He's just working. Not in a fucking Stone's Age.
Do you think that's what immediately, like, that slang hit his brain when his face hit the bench, where he's like, I'm going to start using Stone Age now?
Yeah. Nah.
No.
We cool, though. We cool.
You cool?
We're cool.
Okay.
We are cool, though.
You want to do some questions and then go back to other stuff?
Sure. Let's take your questions, or for our Spanish-speaking friends, preguntas. Let's take some preguntas.
I didn't know. that we were going to be speaking other languages, so I didn't have time to prepare and learn Spanish today. So I think that's pretty unreasonable of you.
Let me just say, lo siento.
I don't understand what you're saying, Gus. I just said I didn't have the time this morning to learn Spanish.
Lo siento. No es mi problema.
I don't know what you're saying, Gus.
Cállate.
You're still speaking in that language.
Eres peligroso.
It's not clicking with my brain.
Y feo.
Why do you keep saying it? You understand English. I don't understand that language.
No, man.
Spanish.
Okay, god damn it. Okay, at Paige Kelleher asks, oh, she's got a bunch of questions on here. 1, should you start with podcasting or YouTube first?
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. You could do whatever you want. It'll probably be easier to start with YouTube first, but then again, who's to say?
Yeah, like you could consider our podcast kind of cheating at podcasts because we had a following and then we just started our podcast and it kind of like skips up over somebody who would just be starting out now. Mm-hmm. But also we did that motherfucking grind on YouTube. So.
We basically were like Damon. I was going to say Wayans. I don't remember the Shark Tank guy.
It's not Damon Wayans for sure.
We rouse. I was trying to say past tense of rise and grind. I was going to say rouse and ground.
Everybody, let's get up this morning. Let's rouse and ground.
But then, here's a good one. Which was your most expensive video to make?
Oh, dude, we answer so many YouTube questions.
Yeah,
we gotta. Most expensive video to make was probably this last one that I made about the lesson of kissing, like the women's kissing class. Mainly because I don't spend a lot on my videos ever, but this was a scam that I paid for. If you want to watch it, maybe head over there after this episode.
Go now.
What? Sorry?
Go now.
Okay, you go now.
keep me popped open talking in another tab though, but close out.
Does that consider talking? Keep
they
me
can't
popped.
They can't hear you right now. They closed out of your tab.
Yeah. So I paid for this like scam class, or in my opinion, a scam. Legally, I cannot say that it is a true scam because it did give what it was saying it would pay for, or would deliver on. But I had to pay for it twice because I did it on my Surface when I did the video, and then I had to like edit on my PC and I didn't capture the footage because I'm dumb. So I had to pay for a women's kissing class twice, and I think that totaled in around $100. I don't spend much on my videos.
Yeah, my most expensive video was crayons.
Yeah. How much was the total for the crayons?
I think it was about $100. I bought 3,000 crayons off of Amazon. It was like $100. Pretty good for 3,000 crayons. That's nuts.
That's a lot. Like, I hope that I was gonna say I hope the parents would buy it, but you would never need that many crayons for your kids. You need like one pack and maybe two. So that doesn't even make sense.
Two, if you're feeling frisky. At Taylor Zetela, I think it's French. He asks, or she asks, if you could have one dad from a TV show / movie as your real dad, who would it be? Good question.
Jack Frost.
Why?
Because when it gets warm out, he's gone. No, I'm kidding.
If you didn't want him around, you just take the blow dryer out.
Can you imagine having like just regular, not in the context of a movie? Because you've never met my dad. If he's coming to visit in March. If my dad walked in and it was Jack Frost from the movie,
I'd hit him.
I'd punch the shit out of him. That's a demon right there.
Here's one.
What's a good answer for that though?
Oh, actually, yeah, I don't know. Who would be a good dad? I feel like Bryan Cranston's dad on Malcolm in the Middle is actually a pretty good dad.
Yeah, for providing for his family, not as much.
Yeah.
But
pretty negligent, but funny.
Yeah, but he's a very fun dad.
That's it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if I'm trying to think of like the best, maybe Danny Tanner, but Danny Tanner's can be he's a little soft and also he's kind of a neat freak. So it's like, let me live my life, Dad. I just chose you and you're already down my throat about this.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you glance.
You hit the Golden Gate Bridge. Everywhere you go. Danny Tanner's a bitch. And he's cleaning your apartment. I don't know why that one sentence I could tell you knew before I finished it.
I would choose Peter Griffin because he's so epic.
I would love that, because then if you ever needed like a walnut cracked or any nut cracked, you could put it on the ground and push him, and the force of him falling down the Family Guy fall, crack that right open.
That's it. And then he would go, dang. Like from the show.
From the show, dude. Holy
epic.
shit. When he breathes in.
Audio listeners, I just high-fived Eddie. Let the record show that was the third time I high-fived Eddie this episode, too.
Put that on the record for sure, Tony.
Tony,
can we get a high five counter?
I'll do the sound effect for you.
Ting! We just said it was 3. How did you fuck that up already?
My bad.
Not you. I was talking to Tony.
Sorry about that. I'm going to rework this question. At LU Will Bowen asks, do you feel that Black Panther should be nominated for Best Picture? I haven't seen the movie. I can't speak on it.
It's not. Wait, is it nominated for Best Picture or the popular?
Best Picture.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I just don't think any superhero movie should be ever.
I liked Black Panther. I liked it. It's a good movie. There are some things, obviously, I don't like about it. There's things I don't like about movies that I absolutely love. I loved Infinity War. I don't even think Infinity War should be nominated.
No.
So not because they're blockbusters in any way. I'm actually someone who when Mad Max was nominated for stuff, I was like full, like it needs to win a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just like I love like pretty much all of the MCU movies, but I don't think any of them deserve Best Picture.
Yeah.
Like even Thor Ragnarok, that's my new favorite of all of them, and I don't think it deserves Best Picture at all.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I'm so glad you talked about Mad Max too, because I cite that example when I argue with people. I don't argue, I just like talking about it. But it's like the Academy has got to decide, like they got to factor in pop culture influence on the movies.
Yeah, which they had completely ignored for years.
Yeah, I mean, especially Mad Max, I think that was 2015. It's like that was a smash hit.
Yeah.
And it was from a director who, it's the same fucking director from like the 70s, and he came back. You guys like that retro throwback remake shit, you know?
Yeah, he came back post Happy Feet.
Post Happy Feet and post Happy Feet 2, if I can throw that in the mix, too.
Did he actually direct Happy Feet 2? I think he did.
The director of
George
Mad
Miller.
Max? Really?
I'm almost positive George Miller directed Happy Feet.
Well, god damn it, I gotta look that up.
No, I remember seeing it and being like, what the fuck? Like
That
in between Mad Max movies.
Happy Feet. Let me see here. Happy Feet.
He might have directed, but
2006.
he is at least involved. I know that for sure.
Yeah, George Miller.
Did he direct it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What?
He fucking directed Happy Feet.
Post Happy Feet. Let's see if he hit up the Happy Feet too. What's the over/under on this? I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say, well, okay. I have I have a question that I think, if you allow it to be answered beforehand,
The court will allow.
Is Elijah Wood still the star of Happy Feet 2? And then I will be able to give my answer.
I don't know.
If
Okay.
he is, I would say it's 50-50. If he is not, there's not a chance George Miller directed that.
That's a very, very good point.
But I feel like Elijah Wood would do it. He does like everything. That's what I love about it.
Starring Elijah Wood.
Okay.
Directed by George Miller.
What?
Happy Feet 2!
That's more important than coming back and reviving Mad Max.
That's
that
it.
he came back and he made Happy Feet 2 the film of a generation.
There you go. There you go.
Well, yeah, you were talking about the Academy.
Well, let's click on here, possible sequel. Let's see what this quote is.
Sweet sequel to
Happy Feet 2.
Happy Feet 2, too many feet. It's like 3 twos.
Or the prequel, Happy Foot.
Okay, just one.
Boom.
All right.
In a 2011 interview, director George Miller was asked if he had any plans for Happy Feet 3. And he was quoted
I
as...
just love somebody be like, I have the best question for George Miller.
Let's see what he said. If you put a gun to my head, good start for the Happy Feet 3 question. If you put a gun to my head and said, you have to come up with a story for Happy Feet 3, I'd say, shoot me.
That's awesome. I love that he just said that openly. That's hilarious.
I know.
So Happy Feet 2 must have been a fucking disaster then.
Well, what did it get here? Critical response. It's still got a 46, which is bad.
For a kid's animated movie that's not like a Pixar one or a DreamWorks one or just regular Disney, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Happy Feet 1 got a 76, which is a good tie-in to what I was going to say about the Academy, too. Anyway, yeah, Mad Max shit. That was an enormously successful one. I don't know specifically offhand, but I know it's got a mid-90s% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And that year, they chose Spotlight as the
well,
best picture.
The weird thing about it, I mean, well, again, I'm somebody who I do not, like, give a shit about what the Academy like says it all, really.
Yes.
Because like I used to, when I was first getting into movies, I was really like, this should win an Oscar, this, and I was like trying to learn the history of what won. It's literally nothing. It's just campaigning like those companies to win.
Yes.
And the thing is, what I think they did that year was Mad Max didn't win Best Picture, but it won a shit ton of other awards. But they gave it, like, you could tell they were kind of bitter about the blockbuster stuff, is it was like Best Costume Design, like Best Sound, or I don't know exactly which ones it was, but like it gathered a couple, just none of the like clear big ones, I think. Like, I don't think George Miller won for director. I don't think anybody won for acting. So they gave they're like, okay, we'll give a blockbuster a couple of the like, they're not shittier, but they're the less, I would just say popular Oscars. You know what I mean? Like sound design and sound editing is very important. 2 separate awards, I believe. But, but like, yeah, still they're not like, no, you know, I don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, if you win like the Oscar for like best sound design or like best like script production stuff, you go backstage and they just give you a Golden Globe. They just figure, you know what? And then you get back.
You did an incredible job, but we want to see what Leo does.
Yeah. We got a bunch of these laying around.
Yeah. So the thing is, I like Spotlight. I thought it was a really good movie, but I remember being like, Mad Max should have won, but I don't really give a fuck what these people choose. So, I mean, to answer that guy's main question, it's like, do I think that Black Panther is deserving of a Best Picture nomination for all of movies? No.
Yep.
Do I think it's deserving of an Oscar nomination for Best Picture? Sure. I don't fucking care. Like, again, I've lost all faith in like any of that Academy stuff. It's just weird political. Yeah. It's fun still to talk about, but it's like, the Oscars, if you haven't agreed with anything the Oscars have done in the last 10 years, why are you surprised about the nominations now? Not saying the guy who asked the question. He's just asking a good question. I just mean for anyone like on Twitter who's freaking out.
Also, like, one thing is like I'm like you where I'm going to like give a little bit of leeway too and be like, yeah, there's going to be some bullshit stuff. Like, for the most part, the Oscars are usually like, yeah, that's kind of the best of the best this year. There's always snubs and stuff, but it's always like, yeah, I get that.
Except for I remember last year kind of being like, I don't really know any of these movies.
Yeah, I was a lot of those. I was like, what is this? But like, I had big problems with the Best Picture stuff too this year because it's like a lot of people brought up the good point. Bohemian Rhapsody and Vice are both nominated for Best Picture.
Right. I did not see Vice or Bohemian Rhapsody.
I haven't seen any of either of those, but just looking at them.
Like Rotten Tomatoes, they have 80% something, right?
No, they have 62 and 64%.
Okay.
For Best Picture? Yeah. Even if I haven't seen it, are you fucking kidding me?
That's the type where I see it where it's like, okay, I think I get the Bohemian Rhapsody one because they're like, probably the Academy was like, oh shit, Queen's gonna come to the Oscars if we nominate it because that's what they did for the Golden Globes. So like, wouldn't it be fucking cool if Queen came? Yeah. Like, I feel like that's the reason it got nominated for Best Picture, but I didn't see it. I've heard good things. A lot of people enjoyed it. They said like I've heard a lot of people say that it was an enjoyable movie, but it's not the best picture that they've seen. I don't even know. I haven't seen enough. I've seen probably the least amount of movies that I've seen of any year this year because we moved. We need to see more movies out here, dude. Yeah. We don't see any movies out here.
Dude, that's the thing is I used to see movies absolutely. Oh, my God. Bohemian Rhapsody made $800 million at the box office.
Yeah, it made a shit ton of money.
$50 million budget. Jesus. I used to just see movies all the time because when you're going to a Wisconsin college town, you see movies for $5 every Tuesday. Otherwise, it's $7.
Yeah.
But out here, and I don't know if it's different for, like, Chicago stuff. Like, you go to Wisconsin, it could be the opening night for like the new Star Wars movie, and you could walk in and be like, yeah, I'd probably just show up, 10 minutes earlier, and then I get a ticket at the door. But here it's like, oh, you have to like buy tickets in advance, and they're $20 a piece, and you have to show up and register online like you're filling out a permit for a new car. It's just harder. It's difficult to see movies.
I've been doing the online stuff for probably like 10 years now, or maybe a little bit more, because that's when they switched over for the suburbs. But yeah, I don't know. The thing is with pricing, I think for the suburbs where it was well, for the longest time, I remember when I was a kid, it was $5.
Yeah. And
then like some of the more expensive, or it started to like near 10, and then they replaced all the seats everywhere. And like it's like $10 to $12 for a regular ticket, But if you want to see like an opening night movie, it's probably an IMAX, and then IMAX is where it gets to like $15-$20.
I'm fine with IMAX being pricier and stuff too.
Yeah, are you sure out here it's like more than like $12 for a regular standard ticket?
It depends on the theater though too.
Okay.
Yeah, but
because most of the chains keep it around there usually.
Yeah, I do still see tickets. I've seen like 15 to 18 around here for just like newer movies that aren't IMAX and stuff too. One thing that I love is like you see this all the time, at least in my experience going through like Wisconsin and stuff, is like going to budget theaters and stuff. Not only is it like you're seeing a movie for like a cheap ticket, like their concession stand, there's like no rules. So they'll be like, you can buy a Jack's Pizza and like they just crack open a bottle of beer and give it to you and
that's
stuff.
what I liked when we went to the cabin, that one in the middle. It sucked because we had been drinking the night before.
Yeah.
So like I didn't want any beer when we saw the movie, but they just had like a fridge of beer, like Miller Lite cans, and then you could just buy one there.
And
one thing
just buy weird shit.
Yeah, I love that stuff, but also the trade-off is that I had to twice while we were watching Spider-Verse go tell the guys that they, not in a shitty way, but like this, I don't know what it was with the system, but it was like the sound would be fine, and then it would start becoming shitty, and then like the dialogue audio would be like half the volume it was normally.
Yeah.
So I go to them. I remember I walked out. It's like, hey guys, really sorry. The sound for it, like we can't hear the dialogue as much. And they both looked at each other like this has clearly been a problem they've dealt with before. They're like, again? And then like they wanted to do it and they fixed it. And then later in the movie it happened again. So I had to say it. So that is the trade-off of like the cheaper stuff is we had to like deal with bad sound.
I remember once I went to a budget theater and they were selling soup.
What kind of soup?
It was chicken noodle and tomato. Not grilled cheese. Just tomato. Can you imagine watching like Pacific Rim and eating tomato soup? Ow, Can you keep it down? Sorry, my soup's real hot up here.
Could somebody blow on my soup? I don't want to be too loud.
You time it up with the action sequences.
Oh God! Can you imagine somebody trying to walk past someone, like when you're going to get a popcorn refill, but they have like a bowl of hot tomato soup? Sorry. Who would think that's a good idea? It's fucking tomato soup in a movie theater. They'll stain your seats and everything too.
Yeah. That's a rough one.
What's the next cue?
Well, a lot of people asking if they can pee. You can't pee, okay?
It's not. It's January.
It's January. What am I going to give you permission?
What the fuck? Let me ask you this. Anybody who's asking to pee, what confuses you about the name Don't Pee January?
3 words. Hard, right?
3 words. It's in the name. Can I pee? I don't know. Check the date. God damn.
I'm done.
This is fucking bullshit.
You're lucky that we have more podcast time. I would have ended it right there.
Yep. What's the next question?
Yeah, so the next question is from A420 Myra says, what's the best and worst way to die?
Oh, man. The worst way to die is the way Gaddafi died.
Oh, my God, yes.
Absolutely the worst way to die. I don't give a shit. Even like being thrown in a shark tank is not as bad as what happened with that. I don't want to detail it on the podcast. Look it up if you want to. I think that is personally the absolute worst way to die ever.
It's disgusting, yeah. And political shame is what you're saying.
That's it. Well, just like in this just small, not even going into huge detail about it. But the idea of like dying to a mob who they all want to like fuck you up.
Terrifying.
That's the worst thing because you can look, not animals that want to eat you, people in the eyes who are like, I'm grabbing a piece. You know what I mean? That's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, that terrifies me.
Do you think there's anything that would top that one other than like if you were getting real creative with like dumb shit like a bunch of needles or some shit like that?
Like falling down a hill and whacking a rock or something.
Falling down the hill when I was trying to whack it and then hitting the rock.
Ow, ow, ow. Yes, ow. Oh, yes. I always thought that like I think conceptually, pain-wise, it wouldn't be that bad, but conceptually, drowning in the middle of an enormous body of water.
Oh, yeah.
You disappear.
Have we mentioned on the podcast where I said if I get stranded out in the ocean, I will try to kill myself. That's that's not in a way of like, I'm not depressed. I don't like fortunately have to deal with like suicidal thoughts or anything like that. But if you drop me off a cruise ship and it keeps going and like a couple hours go by, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out, baby. I'm not surviving that one.
Yeah, I would be too scared. I'm just the concept of being lost forever too. That would terrify me. So I'd make a deal with God. I'd say like, God, if you give me enough strength to swim over to that island, I swear to God, I'm gonna roll down a hill and thwack my head on a rock, just to still get that death on your account.
I love just the way you said it too. Was just like full on, like he makes deals with people. Like just like I'll just ask God to save me. That's cool.
As long as you promise to thwack your head on that rock,
a bench will do.
Someone just asked a bench. Can I promise to kill myself on a bench playing recess football with Zach?
What's worse, falling down the hill and hitting your head on a rock or hitting it on a bench? It's just a bench at the end of the hill.
Probably a bench because it's dumber.
Yeah, because can you imagine somebody being like, hey, did you hear what happened to Gus? No. He fell down a hill and hit his head so hard on a bench he died. It's like, it's the dumbest way to go.
Because you got to put it on the tombstone still.
Yeah, died from bench.
Sugar Butt at Morinita, I think, asks, what were some strange childhood fears that you had?
Oh, it's one that's not a childhood thing. I'm sorry to change it a little bit, but that's one. Now that we have moved, I have this, it's not like a fear that's like an actual phobia or anything, but I'm so much more stressed out about people back home dying. Yeah. Like really, I'll just be sitting there and it's like, hey, now that you're gone, like what if one of your family members dies tomorrow and you have to like go all the way back and everything? And I'll just be like, stop, I'm trying to sleep.
Dude, I get the same thing. Like the concept of like I have to make that like 6-hour journey home.
Yeah, and just the idea, I feel like until we moved, I had never really considered like people in my life dying a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously it's happened before, but like I wasn't constantly thinking about it. And I'll just be like drifting off to sleep and it's like, hey, I wonder if Tony's editing the podcast. What if Tony died tomorrow? And it's like, let's not think about that.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I think I'd cry.
I'd weep.
Tony, I think I'd cry if you died. Sorry, guys, I was talking to Tony. If you were eavesdropping, that's really fucking rude of you. What's next?
It's a family situation.
But childhood fears, an actual answer to it.
I remember, like, in terms of just weird or irrational ones, I remember when I was young, probably like just like 5, 6, 7 or so, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or so.
Okay.
No, I remember just going to bed in the middle of the night. I've always had a problem like trying to just shut my brain down when I go to bed. And ever since like high school and stuff, I can't fall asleep unless I'm watching something or listening to something. I just got to be engaged and be trying to stay awake. Anyway, when I was a kid, just in my limited child brain, for some reason, the concept of like, because I was raised like Christian and stuff, and parents say, "Oh, you're gonna die and you'll go to heaven, you'll live forever in heaven with God," and the concept of living forever scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
just trying to
that.
process that. Like, I'm thousands of years from now, I'm still alive. What? It terrified me.
Yeah. Where you're just like, well, then what? Is the Earth fine? Are they all gone? Are we just existing up there?
I just couldn't. It just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Frogs too, but
frogs, specifically frogs. Yeah.
Actually, though, yeah.
No, yeah. A lot of people have. I don't have like I wouldn't say like a full fear of them, but still, you see like a clip of a frog, especially when they like screech, or like a toad. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is that thing? That is a fucking weird animal right there.
I just hate it because they're jumpy and unpredictable. I don't want it on me.
Yeah.
One time I was mowing the lawn and I was just like going around the fireplace and a frog jumped onto my leg.
Ooh.
And I just had one of those like where you react and you just go, you like shake so bad you can't process it. I was also mowing the lawn at that same fireplace and I hit a big toad with the mower and it splatched all over my shoes and legs.
What about your balls?
Clean. I keep them plastic wrapped before each mow sesh.
They're out, but they're plastic wrapped.
Yeah, they are exposed. I use an opaque plastic so you can't really see them clearly.
What was the thing? When you were mentioning unpredictable animals. Fuck. I'm losing it today. I'm losing everything I try and start talking about.
I'm losing faith in you.
Okay. That hurts. I'll say it. That hurts a lot. Just go ahead.
I got one. At Zardox716 asks, what wrong thing did you believe was right for way too long? Also, he said nice things about the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you to anyone listening right now. Honestly, though, can I say really quick before the answer to this question? Do you actually perceive that like people sit down and listen to this podcast?
No.
Like, do you actually think about? I don't at all. So like, if you're this far into the podcast, anyone who's listening this far, like, thank you for listening to our podcast this long.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird for me where people tweet us and be like, I don't miss like an episode now, and it's weird because it's just us talking.
Yeah.
And I know like that sounds like me trying to like downplay what the like piece of content is, but genuinely it's like Gus and I sit down and we speak to each other, and then people are like, I don't miss a week of it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it's so funny. Dude, the memes that people have been sending to me.
Oh my God. Keep making
fucking
podcast
hilarious.
memes. They're so fucking funny.
Oh my God. People are like tweeting at me or going to like the Gus Johnson subreddit and like sending podcast memes. I'm just pissing my pants laughing.
Dude,
they're so fucking funny.
That's why, again, like, I'm so glad. Again, I want guests on. One thing I'll say, too, that we'll mention in a bit. Good old Nakey Jakey episode coming soon.
Hell
so,
yeah. Nakey Jakey. Sven's coming on, too.
Yeah, Sven's coming on. And then maybe if Tony wants to, but, don't pressure him. Genuinely don't pressure him. It's his decision, and I respect him as my brother.
But who's going to edit that one?
He's got to be on the podcast
editing it live, guys. Slow down, dude.
But yeah, so like, I'm just really glad that we are in the direction the podcast is in now that we've talked about before, because the memes, dude, memes are fucking hilarious. I love it.
I love it. And did we say this on the podcast? That's a meme that we've been doing too much. YouTubers start podcasts all the time, and then it doesn't really work. And we've been just growing.
Yeah. What the fuck? Why are you guys growing the podcast?
It's growing.
It's like
still.
It's like doing well. And that's really weird because especially we had a point where, before we shifted directions that it was kind of, both of us weren't talking about it, but it was like, podcast is kind of dipping a little bit. And then
after the first few.
Yeah, and then the worry is, okay, we changed directions, more people are listening, but then you're like, are they going to level off a little bit? And then, no, it's doing well. What the fuck, man?
Exploding. Keep telling people about it. Get them to subscribe to us.
Guys, thank you for just making memes and doing all that stuff. But yeah, sorry, back to this guy's question, just because he said the nice things. What's his name? Who is he?
Zardox716.
Hey, Zardox, thanks for making that positivity happen. That all came from you and your brain and tweeting that.
Love you. What wrong thing did you believe was right for too long? Ethically or factually?
Just either one. I don't think I have a specific one. Not saying like I've never been wrong.
Yeah.
But like I can't think of one specifically that was like a huge thing. Do you have something?
I know a dumb one. I have a small ethical one that I just did not know. Genuinely. I didn't know until like a couple of years ago. I wasn't saying it because it's not something that comes up, but I didn't know that like calling like Asian people like Oriental was, I just didn't know.
Yeah, I'd say that one more is like, it's more of just, and I'm no expert in this, obviously, look at me, but like I'm pretty sure that one's just like an outdated one, and it's used in like TV and movies as like, wow, can you believe this guy's still saying it? Like I don't think anyone is actually using that as like a harmful word to other people, but I mean, I'm sure it's happened. I'm just saying like, yeah, that one, so I wouldn't even say that's like a huge fuck up one. Was it just like part of your vocabulary then? Because I never say it ever.
That was the thing too, is like I literally never called an Asian person like an Oriental or anything. I just assumed like that was just another way to refer to them.
Because you hear it as a word to describe products.
Yeah.
Like from
and then I learned, I was like, oh, thank God I haven't been saying that. Yeah. But also when I was flying, I think it was in like 8th grade or 9th grade or something, and we were flying to New Orleans for like a mission trip with the church or whatever. We were going to go clean up after Hurricane Katrina. That's what it was. Not a bit. And we were flying in, and I thought that the words to the Who song? Who are you?
Yeah.
We were flying in, and I was like, New Orleans. Ooh, 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 ooh. I thought it was called New Orleans.
Wait,
I thought the lyrics,
the actual song. Oh, I thought you were saying you made your own version of it before that.
No, I thought the lyrics were New Orleans, and I was
I get it.
I was going in singing, and like the first couple of days too, I just kept New Orleans, and this kid in my group was like, "Dude, it's fucking Who Are You?" I was like, "Shit, I didn't know."
What was the? Oh yeah, somebody. I'm not gonna name names for the person, but do you remember? What was the lyric that was fucked up? I told you it was somebody's Instagram story where they were like singing, I think it was Sugar We're Going Down, and it was like one line they got like horribly wrong, but they like said it loudly. I don't remember. That's the thing, is like I'm trying to think of it. I'll try and think for the rest of the podcast about it. I don't even remember.
That's the thing, though, is I will give him some slack with some of that song because that's a...
No, yeah.
It's actually phonetic song.
I can't tell if it was Sugar We're Going Down or I Write Sins Not Tragedies. It might have been I Write Sins Not Tragedies. I don't remember what the word was. Either way, I'm not going to be able to remember for now. But still, one thing is, it wasn't me. I wish I had it cataloged more. Maybe I repressed it more if things have gotten wrong. Yeah. I'm about to tell a friend story. Want you to know I'm wrong about shit all the time. I just don't have one off the top of my head because I don't want to just be like, well, I never had one of those, but my friend.
Yeah.
But one of my friends who who I'll name after the podcast, who I love dearly, when we were in 4th grade, he was talking about his fear of flying, and not in a bullying way. I was just like, well, why? Why are you so scared of it? And he's like, dude, 50% of planes crash every day, and we're 10. But that's old enough where I literally went, what? And he goes, dude, half of planes crash every day. And I go, no, they fucking don't. I was like, we wouldn't have planes if that happened. We wouldn't fly them. And he's like, okay, so maybe 25%. And I was like, no, that's not true at all.
If you told me 0.5%, I would be like, you are a stupid person.
Yeah, but also he is 10. Yeah. So 0.5% at that time would be acceptable.
No excuses.
Even 1% would be acceptable at that time. But he was willing to budge down to 25. And most of the time when I have a friend who finds something out that didn't know something, I hate the throw it in your face, what, you didn't know that? But that was one where I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
I wouldn't cut him slack for the 0.5% because my rationale is if I could already easily kick his ass in the gym with Eddie on the bleachers, I'm not gonna cut him slack for his stupid ass answer.
If he's gonna try and fucking fight me with 99 of his friends,
get your shit together. At Wilgard.
Is that Rami Malek?
Yeah, he looks really good.
Tony, we'll send you that picture. Can you put it up on the podcast here?
I'm just going to read his display name. Gardner Davis asks, what's your favorite YouTube channel under 150K subs?
Oh, man. This is an important opportunity to shout out smaller channels, and I feel like I didn't have this up.
You know what? What I love is, the channels that I would ordinarily, say what my answer was for the longest time, they're fucking blowing up.
Yep.
I would be like Pay Money Wubby or Fairbairn Films, and they're blowing up, boys.
Yep.
Nice job, fellas.
Good job, guys.
But as of right now, I can say Bridge Stewart. Look up Bridge Stewart.
Oh, is that the guy that did the birds one?
He did the birds one. He did Chair on the Beach. Dude,
absolutely him.
Hilarious.
Oh, I got a good one too.
Do it. Say it.
Austin Weber. He's a guy who made a cover of Mamma Mia while he was in Japan, and it's called Man Flies to Japan just to sing ABBA, which the cover fucking rules.
It's good.
And then his other songs are real weird, but they've been really growing on me, and I like his voice a lot. It's just interesting, but also he doesn't have a Twitter, and I wanted to, most of the time it's what I love about us kind of getting a little bit bigger is when there's someone smaller who I respect a ton. I'm like, I should follow him and talk to him most likely.
Yes.
He does not have a Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I don't use Facebook, so I don't want to message him on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm a YouTuber.
I feel like Twitter is I don't know if it's just our cut of the people that we talk to, but it's if you're reaching out YouTuber to YouTuber, you do it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've even had...
Absolutely.
If you have sent me an Instagram message, I have never even seen it. I don't care if you got 10 million subs. I don't look.
Yeah.
I don't look. I've had people too where you do mutual followbacks on Twitters and it's two YouTubers and they're like, oh, I sent you an Instagram DM 2 months ago. It's you have 1 million subs. I did not see that. I don't use Twitter DMs.
Dude, speaking of that wait, you mean Instagram DMs?
Or Instagram DMs. I do Twitter.
Speaking of that, because my Twitter's completely fucking broken, where normally Twitter does a decent job at being okay, here's your follower count. Here's somebody with either way greater or near yours or significant enough where we're going to notify you that they followed you. So Twitter just stopped it for my account. I have the setting on. I've checked it 1,000,000 times. My settings are push notifications for follows for not for everyone, but for it's curated or whatever. So deleted Twitter, deleted the data of Twitter off my phone. Re-downloaded Twitter. Still isn't coming in. Other notifications are.
Really?
I got a new phone, and it's still not doing it.
Really?
And then 2 days ago, I started getting that old glitch of like just people with like 1 or 2 followers I'm getting notifications for. So like during the last one, like DeFranco followed me, who I absolutely love, and you do too.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm only saying that not in like a name drop, but like I was very excited to see, but I only saw it because he liked a tweet after he followed it.
Really?
Because then I saw that he liked something. I was like, what? And I checked, and it was like, yeah, he had just followed me in my notifications, but like no push notification for the follow at all.
Oh.
It sucks because it's like there are people I'm sure that aren't verified that I'm not going to get a notification if they favorite it, but I might even know them personally, and I just can't tell.
Yeah, mine cycles in and out, where it's like mine's set on where I only get push notifications if like somebody with a lot of followers follows me, but then there'll be like 2 days, a month, sometimes it'll be like, oh, this guy just followed you, 20 followers and stuff, where it's like, thanks for following me, but I don't need that notification.
Yeah, exactly. And then so sometimes I'll literally have to scroll through my follower thing. Like if there's a significant video that I had, like after everything that happened, a month ago,
Yeah.
I had to like fucking scroll through my followers and be like, here's a YouTuber I like that I did not get a notification for. It's like, so I'm sure I missed it. And I don't know, mainly I just don't want to like, our main thing, which we've said before on the podcast, is I love making friends with people who do what we do and that I respect what they do. So like the thought of somebody being like, oh, I like his stuff, follow it, and I don't follow them back like I'm some cocky asshole who's like, I'm too good for that. Like that's my biggest fear with it. I don't know why.
Yeah. At Yuli J asks, if you could reboot one video game, which would you choose, and are there any big changes you'd make?
Wait, really quick. Did we answer the last one? What was the last one? I just know we talked about messages.
I do not remember.
His name was like
it was
something
Gardner Davis. It was your favorite channel.
Right. So we did answer that.
Did
okay,
that.
Cool.
Thank
just want to make sure.
God. Yeah, dude. Well, I've said forever that I wanted to, like, no one's made it. If I had a ton of money, I would throw money at it. I want somebody to make a really good, realistic survival horror game based on The Shining film explicitly. That would be so fun, kind of like a Dead by Daylight kind of thing where you're in the Overlook Hotel, you got to get out, Jack Torrance is coming after you, all little spooky ghosts and stuff. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Why has nobody done that?
I don't know.
People would buy that.
The Shining was in Ready Player One, so maybe they're pushing out the licensing for stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
My old one used to be that I was... Like, you knew it before, is that Spider-Man, the video game.
Yeah.
I loved the Spider-Man games when I was younger. And then this Spider-Man PS4, I still love, but honestly, I've been a little bit more critical lately, so I would like them to improve things in the second one. Just kind of like, with the swinging, I've noticed more and more, the more I go back to, like, play it, it handholds you for swinging. Because you can, like, in old games, you might even die if you jump off the Empire State Building, slam into the ground. In this one... You can go to where Spider-Man is an inch from the ground. And if you click the trigger, he will, like, glitch into an animation to save him. There's no, like, momentum of, like, oh, you were too close to the ground, so you're going to slam into the ground, or at least you're going to, like, run. It's at any point, if you're right above the ground, it'll just click him back into the swinging. And it's like, don't hold my hand. Like, punish me if I'm, punish me, Dad,
Can't tell if that was a sex thing or just like a... I don't even know.
It was supposed to be a sex thing, not my real dad. That's gross,
Thank
Gus.
God. If Eddie's dad's listening, please come punish Eddie. He's been,
I
he's
don't
been
like that.
a naughty little
definitely
boy.
Don't do that.
Stop. You know you have. Cough. At Need Shut asks, which one of you is Obama in disguise? I know it's one of you.
Why did you read that one out?
I couldn't find another one.
Funny question, but it's like, what are we supposed to respond? Gus is.
I'll rock, paper, scissors you for it.
Who's Barump? What was it? Fucking Barump.
Barumpo Mima or something?
It was Mitchell O'Mima from the obituary, or from the in memoriam thing from last week, and it was Barump Ubungo, I think.
I almost want to do like... Could you weigh in here? Did I get bullied?
Yes, you did.
You did.
I can tell by the question.
I'll bully you now. This is such a good question. Ask it again because we're like right at the end of the podcast. I want the most people to hear it. But like, what's your worst date story? That's a good question.
Okay, yeah.
Ask that again next week.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I think you told your worst
Did
date
I?
story.
The Revenant one?
You told it with Sam on the podcast.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Yeah, I don't have any like nightmare date stories.
Go watch the Sam Basher podcast.
Okay.
I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine up. Oh, at X Stanley Leaf X asks, what's your guys' favorite dinosaur? Velociraptor. Duh.
Yeah. Why would you?
Come on, Stanley.
What the fuck, dude?
Don't act like it's some parable.
Was that?
The Stanley Parable was a successful...
Oh, I thought you said Parable. I know the Stanley Parable. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played it though.
It's coming to console.
What? Oh, that's cool.
And it's like they added way more to it, I think. Or what? I think it might already be on console. There's like it's either a sequel or a full console remaster that's coming out, like a full like rewritten some of the things for console.
Did you when Ryan and Theo were here? Did you watch the gameplay for the new Resident Evil 2 remake that they're doing?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Looks fucking crazy.
Too scary looking though.
Too spooky for me, baby.
You know what I've always said? I want to play Resident Evil, but I don't like to be horrified.
That's the thing though, is like with some games is, I really want to sit down and play a lot of them, but when you're more selective about not time, like I have more time than I would say less time than I did in college, but more time than I did any other point in my life other than college. But like still it's like, okay, tonight do I want to play, it's what I'm replaying, like God of War or Smash, these like fun, like kind of not poppy atmospheres, or it's like, do I want to every night go into the depths of Resident Evil 2? And it's like I will play it. It's just, but yeah, there's some things where it's like the atmosphere at the end where you're like, I want to spend my time in a fun place right now.
It's too much. I mean, even I'm at the point with Resident Evil 4. I've played it so many goddamn times that I basically know where every enemy is. Except there's one part, if you played the game, that I still can't do. It terrifies the shit out of me. The hedge maze with the dogs with the fucking octopuses in their back. It's terrifying.
I still need to play it.
It's terrifying. And I've played it 15 times probably, and it scares the shit out of me. I hate that part.
Damn. One thing I want to stress too with what I just said is like, because I'm sure some people are going to listen, and some people will be like, what, you only need like a fun fucking bright game to play? Right now, just me playing games in the last like couple of months, or last maybe month, has been like at night at the end of the day. But like there are games, like fun horror games that you can play, and I'll start it and play midday and everything like that. I just want to make sure it's not like me going like, I need like the Trolls movie pop song in my game.
I got a feeling.
It's a good song though. I actually really liked it.
Here's a great one that's very relevant at least to what I literally was telling you like yesterday. At Cat's Art asks, is there a TV show that you binge watched but hated?
Did we talk about this yesterday?
I was complaining about something. The American Crime Story stuff.
Oh, okay. You hated it?
I loved The People vs. O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story.
Same.
I'm watching the season 2. It's called The Assassination of Gianni Versace. And it's like, I acknowledge that it's good, and it's critically acclaimed. It's got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I acknowledge that. But it's like, I hate how they're telling it, and I know it's good, and I feel frustrated because it's like, this is good. It's supposed to be good. I'm supposed to be enjoying this. I'm supposed to be having fun. I'm 7 episodes in of 9 episodes. And it's like, I just want to finish the fucking thing to know what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm just mad. I'm not enjoying it.
I haven't seen it, so I can't weigh in at all.
I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the thing I told you without spoiling it is like, the guy that kills him is a pathological liar. And you see his impact on his lies on his friends. And instead of like, as every episode goes on, his friends start to realize, whoa, look at all these lies. They're telling the whole story backwards.
Yeah, by the way, since it's a like true American Crime Story, like Gus didn't spoil anything. That's like beginning of the episode shit.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Just want to make sure nobody listened when like, oh, fuck,
yeah.
The guy who kills him. And it's like, no, that's the beginning of the show.
It's right away. And the show is called The Assassination of Gianni Versace.
I know, but the person who did it, like they don't keep that a mystery.
That's a good point. Yeah. But it's like, so he's a pathological liar, and they're telling it backwards. So you watch an episode where he's like burning bridges and telling lies to people and doing bad shit. And then the episode before is like, hey, David, how's it going? Like, it's like, don't tell it to me like that. Tell it right. That was a little zip tie I threw at the camera. Okay. That's me throwing it at the directors. They did a good job, though.
All right. So you said Darren Criss is good in that show?
Dude, he's incredible.
That's awesome. I love Darren Criss.
He seems like a really talented-ass dude.
He is, man. The Harry Potter musical stuff, all the old... I mean, anybody who had to do with, like, the Star Kid stuff is amazingly talented. Especially, shout out to fucking Joey Richter and the Tin Can Boys. Love those guys. They're so talented, dude. Whenever we go to Buffer, like, when they make stuff for it, because the Buffer Festival, which, if you listen to the podcast, you probably know it's like a Canadian film convention. It's like film and YouTube combined, right?
Yeah.
Not like actual film, but it's like YouTubers making high quality stuff, and then us showing up with the shittiest stuff that I don't know why they keep inviting us back.
I love it.
But it's great that they welcome us for it. But so yeah, it's Joey, Brian, and Corey, and they're just some good dudes. They made an intro video to that festival. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
it's
super cool.
They're fucking funny boys.
Good fellas.
For one show, for the binging thing, when you started getting into binging TV shows, there are some ones that you definitely would not binge now.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
Really?
It was one show that I started binging because it was like somewhere on the internet, like people were saying it was good. And I watched it for like 7 seasons. And then the fucking show went off the rails. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but like it's about 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And so like, there's like a main villain to the show. And then once they get past that, because there's so many seasons, they're like, oh, we got to put some conflict between the 2 brothers. So then they get pissed off at each other and they break up. And then like break up isn't like for the show. And then, like, at the end of the season, they mend it. And then the next season, they're like, fucking what conflict do we do? What if the brothers get mad at each other again? Oh. And it was like 4 seasons in a row of them being like, this is it, Sam, I'm done. And it's like, how many fucking times can I watch these 2 brothers, like, split up and then get back together? It's dumb.
It's stupid natural.
Nice, dude.
For our audio listeners, I just high-fived Eddie for the 4th time. So.
That's a 4. Woo!
No, that's called a high-five dozen.
That's why you guys listen to the podcast.
Last question of the day. It's a pee-themed one, which is very fitting for when you start to pee again in public. And it's actually a good question.
Okay.
At name.
What's the name?
At Mr. Mosby 69 asks, where do you aim when you pee in a urinal and you're trying to reduce splashback?
I will be honest. I'm still testing all the time because different urinals are different shapes. Yes. You know what I mean? I would say never straight down or straight forward.
You can't pee right at the back wall.
Yeah, or even straight down to the center because that's where the liquid is and it splashes out. So what I usually do is it's like down and to the side so it hits the side wall and then goes down.
That's mine. Yeah, as I like curve it so it hits the side wall and it kind of like curves into the middle and goes down. That's
and we would fucking never do that this month.
Never do that.
Or next year in January either. We would absolutely never do that.
You are lucky that I remembered how to do that. That's how little I've been peeing this month.
Honestly, dude, I'm starting to forget. I'm a little bit nervous about the first day in February.
I'm a little bit too.
We should make that a holiday. What would that name be? February 1st.
Flippin' pee February, guy.
That's the whole month.
Oh, just the first day?
How about All Peas Day?
All Peas Day?
It's where we all together join hands and pee on that magical day.
Can someone make a logo where it's All Peas Day and it's like the peace sign, but it's made out of some urine?
That's good. That's a good one.
Are we just shitty for outsourcing our like?
Yeah, just somebody do it for us.
I would like you to create a peace signal.
Gus, I'm very busy. I posted 1 video this month, so I don't have the time to make memes.
That's almost double digits. 9 more?
Not even close. Well, wait, it's 9 more, or you just add a 0. Now that's double digits right there for you.
That's pretty good. Oops. Get out of here.